Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, what's up? My name is Diana and welcome. I make videos all about my life here in Berlin, Germany, and today I'm actually going to be talking about some of the hardest things or hardest parts about moving to Germany and living abroad. Now, I do like to keep things pretty fun and light on my channel, but I do think it is important to step back a little bit and talk about the struggles that you may experience, especially when coming to a new country as an expat and living in a new country for a long period of time. Now, I do want to put it out there before I get started that I absolutely love living here. I love living in Berlin. I love Germany. I love the culture. I love learning about the culture, but I think the things that I feel are totally normal, and I think that these are just things that everybody goes through if you are away from your comfort zone and immersing yourself into a new country. So one of the first things about living in Germany and just living abroad in general is being away from your family and missing your family. Now, I am super close to my parents. As a matter of fact, I talk to my mom every single day, even if it's just for like 5 minutes just to catch each other up on our day. That's how close I am with my family, and I consider my mom to be one of my best friends. So it is extremely difficult to be away from family and missing out on important milestones in their lives, such as birthdays and graduations and things like that. It is quite difficult, and there are times when you just want to like pack up everything and move back home because you are just missing the people you love a lot. So yeah, that is definitely one of the hardest things, but I know that, you know, my family is super supportive about what I'm doing here and they're super happy for me. But even still, there is like a little piece of my heart that is back home, and I just cannot wait to go see them again. Up there with the family and missing the family, the next thing I would say is the language. Now, I know that this is totally my fault. I have been slacking on learning German. I was super determined when I first got here, and then I got lazy, started going out more. Started exploring the city and just got really lazy with learning the language. And this is something that I do want to focus a bit more on, or I should say a lot more on, over the next coming months, because I find that not learning the language or not putting yourself out there to learn the language is really like not ruining the experience, but it's not letting me experience Germany to its full potential. And also I just think it would make me understand the culture a lot better and just appreciate everything a lot better. So yeah, not knowing the language is definitely difficult because there are instances when you can get really frustrated, let's say at the grocery store, or you know, if you're traveling within the country and you don't really understand what things say or what things mean. Also, if you're hearing a group of people talk and they're just laughing and, you know, having a really awesome chat, you kind of have to chime in and be like, oh, what are you guys talking about? What did they say? What's so funny? And that just makes things really awkward, and it doesn't make you feel like you're part of, you know, the group and society in general. Now, I'm very grateful because at my work, everybody speaks English. That's the main language, and also in Germany and Berlin, everybody speaks English as well. But even so, I still want to learn the language, and I think it will make things a lot more easier, or a lot easier in my day-to-day life. So I'm putting it out there. I'm gonna learn it, and you guys can hold me accountable. Yeah, it's definitely something that I want to do, but not knowing the language can definitely become frustrating a lot of the times. Now, the last thing that I wanted to talk about is making friends. Now, I by nature am an introvert, so I think this is just gonna be a lot harder for me in general, but I know that a lot of expats do struggle with this as well, because of course when you move to a new country, you start from scratch, so you don't have those relationships that you've had over the years when you were at home. So you have to start to build up your network again and start to build up a group of friends that you can hang out with. So this has definitely been a bit more difficult, especially when it comes to making friends with Germans. And I think a lot of expats can attest to this, especially if you are living in Germany. Germans are a bit more reserved and they're not going to make friends with you as quickly as, let's say, somebody from the States would, or North America. I find that it takes them a bit more time to warm up to you, and you sort of have to talk to them for weeks or months, and then finally they start to break down the barriers. And I think this is just a cultural difference, and I think, of course, not knowing the language does make it a bit harder. So that is one of the things that has been a bit more of a struggle. Now I have found it a lot easier to make friends with expats, just because, of course, I feel like we're all going through the same thing, and you know, we can all relate on different levels. Now, although this is difficult, I do like to take this as a learning experience and an opportunity for me to grow as well. And I think everybody should also think this way and not necessarily, you know, sulk about it and be like, oh, I wish I was back home and I wish I was with my old group of friends. You should see it as an opportunity to learn about new cultures and just push yourself to be more social. So I do think that although it is difficult, it is good because you get to speak to new people, learn about, you know, how they were raised, what their life has been like so far, and you will find different ways to relate to people than you would back home, because it's just a totally different culture and a totally different way of living. And if you're an introvert like I am, then it does push you to get out of your comfort zone and be more social, and again, just put yourself out there a bit more. But it is difficult, and sometimes you do want to be like, oh, I miss my friends and I wish I was there with them. And it is hard when you see, you know, friends post pictures of what they're doing. But you just gotta, again, remind yourself of why you're here and why you made the choice to be in a new country, and just think about all the amazing things that come along with it instead of just focusing on the negatives, because that ain't gonna do anybody any good, and you will appreciate your time in Germany and in a new country if you just focus on the more positive things. So yeah, guys, this was a bit more of a raw video for me. So I hope that you enjoyed this, and the next videos that I will make will be more upbeat, but I just wanted, again, to keep it a bit more real with you guys and share some of the things that I've gone through in the last year since living here. Again, just so that any of you who may be going through the same things know that this is totally normal, and if you are planning on moving here, again, these are just some of the things that you can expect. But if you have anything that you want to share down below, any tips for me on how I can learn German, because I need to, please let me know. I would really appreciate it. And if you have, again, any video requests, also let me know, because of course I want to make videos that you guys are interested in. And that will be pretty much all for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will talk to you all in the next one. Bye!
The same old thing that keeps me around. If you wanna come around, baby, it's cool.